This tutorial is about selecting a job in the DynaFlight HUD or mini HUD system. So when you push the top hat to the left, you're now into the select job area. In that particular area, you'll see that you can cancel the selection, or you can reopen a job that has already been closed, saved, and then of course there are the different types of namings on the job. The first one here is a job that has been named automatically when you hit new job. It gives the exact date and time. The next one is that you can also elect to give it a job number, and so there you'll see it is J and then 3 numbers and a letter, so it can be any of that selection of those 3 numbers and that letter, A, B, C, etc. The next one is a polygon job that has already been worked on. There's an asterisk in front of it and then the job name, and the last one is one that has a polygon that has not been started yet, so it has the cursor and the asterisk. So if you see on each of those, it shows you how many acres has been done on it. In these 2 jobs, 19.1 Pit Meadow Simple, there's 22.9 done out of 187, and this one has only got 19.7 acres to do. So let's just go in and start one of these jobs just to show you what you come through. The first thing is it asks you a couple of questions that you can do with this job. One, you can of course export it in the USB. 2 is you can add bounds to this job. 3, change the baseline for this job. So you do part of the field one way and you want to do the rest of it the other way. The other one is you can start a layer for this job. So if it's a polygon job like this is then, or this one is not, then you can take the polygon and start a whole new layer for it, so you can put multiple layers on it without having to re-import. And then you can rebuild the job image and then of course cancel this job selection. So we're just going to hit start this new job, and again it just gives you a review of the job, so we're going to go do that. It's an unbound job, so we're going to go on here, and the idea is we're going to find out where that job is. So I can go into the moving map and move out. You can start seeing it show up here. So if I just come in on it at a 45-degree angle, it gives me the line number that it's in as I go there. So I'm just going to speed this up a little bit here and get to the job. So when you roll in on this, you can go back to this and you can see there's everything marked off. So now what I can do is I can pick a line, any line, it doesn't really matter, and come in on it and then navigate to it and start spraying. In this case, you can see in here I'm very, very, very close in on it. So I can start spraying on it, and in here there's my line, roadway, start spraying down the line. And of course I can see when I get to the end of it. So you notice I'm using the moving map. So that's as simple as that. You can get to it easy enough. Far enough away, it will give you an automatic navigation line as well. So let's go back again. Let's select a job here. This time we're going to do one that we've already been working on. It's a Polygon Line. So again, start the job now, restart it, and in this case what we're going to do again is just window over. I'm going to zoom out and say, there it is. And of course you can navigate to it. If you know where it is, then it's not a problem. So we've done 42 acres on this particular job already in spraying. So because it's a polygon, you only see the marks what has to be done. So in here you see I've done some work on it here, but I'm going to go in and intersect this particular line here. That's line number 2, and come in on it. Now notice once I intersect it, because it's a polygon, it's showing me 15 seconds away on the right side. That's where the edge of the field is. And of course once it gets to a certain point, what will happen is it will come and give me a grow bar on the right, and when it hits that tick on the right, that's the center point, it'll flash a screen for me to start spraying. So I just start my spraying. You see the S on there, and it tells me how many seconds away I am from the other edge. So I just continue blacking out all these things. When it's all blacked across, then I've pretty well got everything done. If you see there's a little tiny tick mark that's left, you can see, take a look at the review map and see what it's all about, right? So I'm going to spray off here. So that one was blacked out completely because it was taken. You notice it says EOL, end of line. So the last one we're going to work on is to select a job that has not been done. It's a boundary and it's got 0 acres. So again, I'm going to make sure it's 72 feet, everything's good. And then you notice here it says ready to spray, but what it gives me is a baseline. Now what this does is it's direct to the center of the field. So all I have to do is head this thing straight ahead of me, and away I go. And you'll notice that it says up in the left what your miles, your track, your bearing, the latitude and longitude, whatever it is, the field view, and your speed. So it says field in view, which means that once it's in view, that means I can then move to my normal map, just moving map, zoom it out, and there it is. I'm moving in on it. So I'm going to get myself set up that I want to go and say go along one of the long edges on that. So relative to the X in the bottom, which is me, I'm going to get this thing set up accordingly. Now again, because it's a moving map, it's easy enough to go in and zoom in and find that point, right? So I'm going to get myself set up. I can probably visually see it there. It's not very far away. And as you see, as I start coming in on it, I can now move my way in on it, zoom in, and then of course as I come in on it I can say, okay, let's get lined up here. I can start my spraying, and of course go to my other edge in my field there. Now this time I'm using the enter switch, which doesn't actually spray it. When you're using your actual spray switch, it does. So it's a nice small field. So that was line 0. So now I can take and roll around, and I'm going to try to come in and roll in on this line here, the one that's got to be done. See the countdown timer on the right and the bar on the right. Away I go. It'll flash the screen. I can spray. I got that a little bit late on that, so therefore it's not going to mark it off as being done. It's going to be still some left to do, right? And that's it for the selecting job.